All right, I understand. But just one question. Why? Why now, Morgan? Why? Why you turn your back on our community? And then you want our support? Why do you celebrities cool? Fuck this!
Hey! Look! We just want the money!
Peace, family. This is Iyapo, and this is Iyapo Yapa. Iyapo Yapa is, of course, an acronym. This stands for if you aren't pissed off, you aren't paying attention. Well, they're at it again. And this time, Morgan Freeman's up to bat. I'm going to start off by asking you a question, though. Some of you have experienced this, and some of you haven't. But to those of you who have you ever had a job that you really did not like? You might even hated it, but you definitely didn't like it. And then because of downsizing or circumstances or whatever, you find yourself, because you need that job, you find yourself fighting to keep that job. There's a conflict that develops within you when you have to fight to keep something that you don't even want or like or care for, right? That is the danger of coons and swirlers and traitors in our community, is when things happen to black people, that are unjust or wrong. Now we're caught in this. We're caught in this vice. We're caught in this trap. The trap being, just like with someone like a Stephon Clark, or even with what happened with Bill Cosby, and now with Morgan Freeman. When things happen to black people that are unjust, then the social aspects of it have to be addressed. But at the same time, you have to figure out how to deal with the coonery of the individual. It's a mess. So you're having to fight for someone, and at the same time fight against them. You know, not maybe directly, but I once asked someone to ask me, you know, what difference does it make to you how someone lives their life? That's a legitimate question. That's a very legitimate question. As black people, imagine yourself on one of the old ships that are designed, and it has like this aisle down the middle, and people are rowing to either side, rowing in the same direction. And then you realize that you're about to go over a waterfall, and then everybody turns around and starts rowing in the other direction, or they start reverse rowing. And then take a look around, and you see several people who are still rowing toward the waterfall. In other words, they're freaking rowing against you, and you're trying to help save your life, and everybody's trying to save their life, and then you have some nitwits rowing against you. That would piss you off. It would piss you off to see that. And that's what I say when someone says, well, what difference does it make to you? We're dealing with people who don't realize that we're in the middle of a war that was waged upon us. Not something we asked for. There's a war waged upon black people. And we're rowing in a direction trying to get away from this mess. And then we have other people, we have members of our community who are rowing hard against us. And that's what pisses me off. You got people rowing against us. And it would be one thing if you're rowing toward the waterfall and you're the only one on the ship and you're going that way. Bon voyage. See you later. But if I'm on there with you, then you need to row in the direction that's going to save everyone's lives. So when it comes to Morgan Freeman, I have zero doubt that he's being set up. All this, what's happening with these black men and these sexual, these allegations of sexual harassment, all this different stuff, I have zero doubt that these are setups. Now, some of them might have had like consensual sex with these white women or whatever. But when they start getting into these, they inappropriately touched me and all this, miss me with that. And the thing is, coons don't even realize that they make themselves low-hanging fruit. It's just so easy to get at them. They think that their money makes them invulnerable to everyone who listens to my channel knows that I love my analogies because that's the way that I see things. This is one of my favorite analogies, to be honest. When it comes to money as a black person in the United States, I want you to think of a neighborhood that you've been through where the neighborhood is in a ghetto or or in the hood, and like everything's all torn up, run down, stores are boarded up, houses are boarded up, and you're driving through there. All of us have seen areas like that, and all of us have also seen like one house that looks like it does not belong there. It looks like someone needs to like lift that whole place out, yard and all, and put it someplace in the suburbs, because there's like this green grass, well kept, painted house. Nice fence around, just totally kept up. And you know that it looks as beautiful on the inside as it does on the outside. But it's sitting in the middle of the hood. Sitting in the middle of all this squalor. Right? Like an oasis. Now, the people who own that house, the people who maintain that house and live in there, they've created an oasis for themselves. All right? Beautiful on the outside, and while they're inside that house, they could like close the curtains and not even know about the squalor which surrounds them. However, they are still every bit as susceptible as anyone else in that neighborhood to be robbed, to have a bullet whiz into their window, to have their car stolen or anything because of where they're living. Okay, because of where they're living. They've created an oasis, true enough, but they are still subject to the neighborhood that surrounds them. The same is true of black people who get money, black people who achieve fame or some level. If you are existing within a system of white supremacy, you can create this oasis for yourself, okay, with money. However, you are still living in that neighborhood of a white supremacist system. Therefore, you are as susceptible to as any other black person to anything that a white supremacist system hoists upon black people. That's why you have millionaire athletes, millionaire writers, millionaire actors, millionaire professional people ending up face down on the pavement in cuffs, getting arrested for trying to go into their own homes, and so on. It's because you have created this oasis that you think that you shielded yourself with money, but the problem is you're still existing within a white supremacist system, which makes you, once again, as susceptible as any other black person to that system. And that's the problem. The Morgan Freemans of the world forget that they're black. I didn't appreciate him talking about, well, I'm not black. I'm not African. Well, you're just a citizen of the world. Saying that racism only exists because we talk about it. Okay, I'll tell you what. Everybody stop talking about these sexual allegations that are against you. You stop talking about them, and let's see how fast they go away. When something is upon you, when something's being done to you actively, not talking about it is not going to stop it from happening. What's the matter with you? Wake up. So, this actually isn't even going to be that long of a share. I will say this. Many times as black people, we miss moments. We miss moments when we can actually code up. What does it mean to code up? When you have something happen to a black person, and this is what I like about what Jason Black says. And also, I listened to what Sister Ajali said this morning, and I totally co-signed it because when you distance yourself from the black community, when you say you're not part of us, and so on and so forth, then you've made your choice. And just like they say, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Therefore, he made the decision to leave our fold, or to leave our number, to leave the fold. So anyway, as I was saying, just because a person is black doesn't mean that we automatically need to jump on the bandwagon and start defending them. Not anymore. There needs to come a time when we start letting people know that there is a consequence to cooning. When people do things and there's no consequence, they just keep doing them. But if slowly but surely these athletes and these celebrities and whoever start seeing, you know what, this mess happened to me and nobody's got my back, and we let them know definitively that we don't have your back because you turned your back on us, on your people, then somebody's going to catch a clue and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't distance myself from the black community and need to stay connected and be part of that community and help that community. Because as living in a system of white supremacy, I'm going to get touched by it at some point. No matter how much money or education I have, it's going to touch me at some point, and I need someone to have my back. We've got to start teaching that there is a consequence to being a coon. But if every time something happens to somebody and just because their skin's black, we start defending them, then all we're showing them is that they can do us any way they want to, treat us any way they want to, distance themselves any way they want to, and they still have someone to protect them when the hand of white supremacy touches them. We need a code, and we need to adhere to it. So I'm not gonna belabor this point, trying to make my share shorter. But just keep in mind, I understand that on the one hand, because I know that Nicole, from Nicole's view, is going to follow this case, and as well she should. I'm not saying that she shouldn't, and she does exemplary work. So I will likely follow it as she reports it. all I want to do is keep in mind that we have to separate the person from the situation, because these situations absolutely need to be reported on and spoken about and addressed. And at the same time, we need to find a way to let the individuals know that we're not doing this in support of you per se, because there is a consequence to cooning. And if that's what you choose to do, then you need to suffer the consequences of it. Okay, that's all I've had to say. Buy this black. This black was written by my sister, Sister Ajali Shabazz. Her site is the Radical Home Sister. Please visit her site and support her, as well as Angela from beFABULOUSeyou. Give her all the love and support that you can, and go support her channel. She's working her way toward 1,000 subscribers, as am I. So it doesn't cost anything. So you might want to consider hitting that button. Also, keep an eye on Information Man. Support his channel. He's doing a lot of good work for our people. I mean, this brother is out here working. He's doing a lot of work for our people. Also, the True Royal Family. Support her channel, as well as Lisa Cabrera, whose content I absolutely love. So, having said that, I guess that's all I got for you right now. Peace and blessings. Much love and respect. This is Iyapo for Iyapo Yapa. Peace.